welcome into Lock and Live for College Football Week 11 with Uncle Phil and the Railbird. Thanks for joining us this Saturday morning. As always, Uncle Phil, Railbird, how are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Excited. Like, man, it's hard to get a little bit nostalgic. We're counting them down instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, or instead of 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Week 11, week 12, week 13, week 14, and that's all the regular season. So, Railbird, it's been a good year, man. Last week was kind of a tricky week. I think we both kind of escaped it, mostly unscathed. My bonus pick hit again for those that followed the notebook, which made last weekend good, made me break even for the weekend. But those that had extra units on the bonus pick came out ahead. But good weekend. Railbird, how you feeling going into week 11?
Yeah, wow, week 11. I'm feeling good. There's some games I really like today, and I'm anxious to get started, have the kickoff get started on these games so we can see how they play out. I have several games that are kickoff at 11, so I don't know about 2 o'clock today whether it's going to be a good day, bad day, or what.
Most definitely. Well, I'm ready to kick it off. Uncle Phil, where are we headed first?
Yeah, we are headed to where are we headed first? We're headed to Happy Valley, where Indiana is coming to visit. Look, I really feel like that Penn State gave it all it had last weekend, and Indiana, Kirk Cignetti will show no mercy today. This is going to be, as much as last week was an up spot for Penn State, today will be a down spot for them. And Indiana, Kirk Cignetti really reminds me of Steve Spurrier. You know, when people are like, hey, why aren't you up 30, 40 in the fourth quarter? Why are you not just running the ball? And he goes, it's not our job to change our offense. It's your job to stop us. And he will continue to run it up. Expect this one, even in the fourth quarter, if we're only up 14, which I think we'll be way past that by then, we're going to be up and we're going to win this game. I expect this one to get out of control, and Kirk Cignetti will not call off the dogs. He will not feel sorry. He is vying for that number 1 overall seed, and I think he gets it. So next place we're going to where are we going? We're going to Iowa City, where it looks like MP Affiliate has boots on the ground there in the questions. We've got Oregon come to visit. Look, Iowa's a funny team, man. They're very physical, and they make you play their game, and they're going to make Oregon play theirs. Look, Indiana, this is the only team that Indiana kind of struggled with a little bit, and Oregon expect them to struggle more. I'm taking Iowa plus the 6.5, and I wouldn't be mad if you sprinkled a little bit on the money line as well. I would expect. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm about 75% on the upset as well. So, Railbird, what do you got today? Give me your best bets for Week 11.
The first place I'm going is San Jose, California, where Air Force visits San Jose State this evening. I love San Jose State. Team total over 36.5 points. Pay no attention to Air Force's game last week against Navy that finished 20-17. Air Force's defense is one of the absolutely worst in the country. They're number 132 out of 136 in terms of yards allowed per game. They're number 128 out of 136 in terms of points allowed per game. 3 of their last 4 games, not counting the game last week against Navy, they've given up over 500 yards in a game, over 40 points average. And here comes the San Jose State offense. It's the number 1 passing team in the country, averaging over 330 yards a game. They're coming off back-to-back games where they combined in those 2 games for almost 1,200 yards of offense. They had 45 points last week against Hawaii with 630 yards offense. San Jose State is going to put up plenty of points tonight. Give me over 36.5 as my first best bet. And my second one, I'm going to Columbia, Missouri. Texas A&M visits the Tigers today. Both teams are coming off a bye, and I really think that Texas A&M needed that rest for the bye after that emotional win at LSU. If you watched the end of that game, you saw all the team out there celebrating with the fans. Everybody seemed like they had just won the SEC championship. I think they actually needed a week off to kind of come down off that high, the great second half they played at Baton Rouge. Missouri will be starting their third string quarterback today. I know he was a big recruit, Matt Zollers, and I know he played decent when he came in a pinch against Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago. But like I tell people that will want to listen, when the backup quarterback the other team has time to prepare for him, it's different than coming off the bench and just playing well for a couple quarters. The Aggies have had time. They have film to look at Zollers. I think they're going to stack the line of scrimmage to stop Ahmad Hardy. I think Missouri's going to have a tough time scoring today, and I'm backing Texas A&M minus the 6.5 or 7 points in Columbia, Missouri today.
Those are good calls.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, guys, let's get to some questions. Ton of them rolling in. Let's just rapid fire through them. We got first on the line, we got JB on X. He says thoughts on Mississippi State and also BYU. There's two questions in one. What do you guys think?
Two for one. There we go. JB, good to hear from you, buddy. Hey, thanks for the questions as always. And thanks for always joining in. You're faithful every week. Appreciate you, bud. Look, I think that I didn't play this game, the Mississippi State game. The BYU game is in the notebook, so I won't talk about that one. And I'll let Lane pontificate on that one solely. But I'm going to give my thoughts on Mississippi State. Look, I think they're coming off a big emotional win of Arkansas. I think that was their first win, SEC win in about, 13, 14, 15 games? I don't know when it was, but
I think it was 16.
It's 16. Well, let's just keep going up. It's like bidding it up. But I think you're right. So anyway, long time, and let's not give them too much credit for beating Arkansas, which is a team that just looks pitiful. Just finds new ways to win. It's heartbreaking. I mean, it's just a bad movie every week. It's just sad. And so, look, I think that there's a lot of people that will be wanting to take Mississippi State last weekend off that, but I'm guessing Georgia probably handles business today. Arkansas should have last week. Arkansas was ahead big in that game and then just didn't know how to finish. Georgia will know how to finish. I don't think this Georgia team is really that good, but I think that they're good enough to handle business there in Starkville, even with the Cowbells. So I'll let that go. Lang, that's my opinion. What do you got?
Georgia handles Mississippi State almost every time they play them. Since 1975, they're 14-1 against Mississippi State. Mississippi State has only beat Georgia at home twice in school history. I think it was 1951 and 2010. So I'm pretty confident in the Georgia win today. It's up to 9.5 or something. So I'm not sure about covering that. I would lean toward Georgia just on history. Maybe look at the over 56 points. Maybe Mississippi State can throw the ball and score a little bit on Georgia, but I'm pretty sure Georgia's going to run the ball right through Mississippi State and get this win today. Oh, you want to go to the BYU game as well?
Yes, please.
I like Texas Tech in this game. Minus the 10 points. I think this game is a lot like the game last week where Cincinnati was going to Utah and it looked like, two teams ranked similarly, but yet Utah was favored by 10 and went up to 11, I believe. Texas Tech might be up to 11 now. I think BYU should have lost one or two games this year already. Definitely the Arizona game. They could have lost that Utah game. Utah kind of beat themselves with a couple turnovers and 12 penalties. They were behind by 14 at Iowa State, BYU was, and Iowa State commenced to turn the ball over 4 times. So BYU has had some turnover luck, 6-0, I believe, the last 2 weeks to help comeback victories or to get victories. I don't see Texas Tech doing that today. Baron Morton is back at quarterback for Texas Tech, and they rolled at Kansas State last week. That was a hot Kansas State team at the time, but they rolled 43-20. I think BYU meets their match today. Bear Bachmeier is going to have to probably throw the ball because BYU is going to be behind, and BYU is more of a running team. Trying to throw the ball into this defensive linebacker core for Texas Tech could be a difficult task for BYU. I've got Texas Tech minus the points in this game today. I think they win comfortably by 2 scores, maybe 3 touchdowns.
Hey, Matt, I just added one in here from Andreas. Andreas is faithful every week, and I love his sentiment. And Andreas, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So if you're not reading Andreas's comment, you freaking need to be, or you're not locked in today.
Yeah,
he is.
The definition
hung over and
of
locked in.
enthusiasm.
Freaking love that guy.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's keep it rolling. We got Poppy Chulo on X. He says, any thoughts on North Carolina versus Stanford?
Man, not really in my wheelhouse for this one. Lane, do you have any thoughts on that one?
I have not played it. I did glance at that game. Stanford coming across country, but man, North Carolina laying, I believe, 7.5 in that game. That's a little rich for me. I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable taking Stanford plus the points, but I definitely don't want to lay that many points with this North Carolina squad.
Yep. Look, I feel the same way. It's hard to play North Carolina as a favorite. I can play them as an underdog, but right now, I still don't quite believe in them. So I'm with you on that one.
All righty, let's keep it rolling. We got Nicholas McCoy wants to know about the Army game.
What? Go ahead. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, what do you think happens in that game?
Yeah. I think that look, the public is like 93% on Army today. So certainly makes me want to go go the other way on that one. But I don't have enough guts to bet Temple. However, these two teams are 93rd and 94th in the nation in defense. And so my take would be to take the over in that game is how I would play it. That's where I would go. I just think their defenses are just, well, I don't think they are. They're horrendous. So that's the way I play it. Lang, you got an Army on? Lang, you got an angle on this one?
I've bet Temple myself plus the 7 points.
Yep.
And my angle here is Temple played Navy earlier this year, lost 32-31. Maybe should have won that game, but it didn't end up going their way. Similar defensive setups, I would take it from playing Army versus playing Navy. I think Temple played terrible last week, and I think they're probably, a little angry about that they got to make up for that a little bit. I took the points here. I think this is a close game, goes down to the wire, maybe a field goal game. So I was comfortable taking Temple plus the 7.
Awesome. All right. Hey, well, thanks for the question, Nicholas. Next up, we had a question come in about the Wake Forest game. Uncle Phil, Railbird, any thoughts there?
Yep, love the game in the notebook. Lang, I'll let you pontificate on this one.
I played Wake myself, and I don't know really whether it's playing Wake with the bounce back from their terrible effort last week at Florida State, or whether it's really because I dislike this Virginia team. That Virginia team's got me on a couple BS plays during the year. They got me last week when I had Cal plus 6.5, and Cal has the ball down by 3 under a minute left and decided to throw a pick 6 and cost me that game, cost me a 500 week last week. So, yeah, I'm going to stay against this Virginia team. They have the horseshoe up the rear more than anybody in the country right now, and they have a loss or 2 or 3 still coming. I'm fading Virginia.
All righty. All right, CJ, thanks for the question, and thanks for that as well, Railbird. Let's keep it going. A couple more here. We got a question came in. A lot of questions coming in on this game. Auburn, Vanderbilt. Can Vandy get it done -6?
Yeah, that's an interesting game. For me, I didn't play that one, and I will tell you again, it's because I have no balls. But the play on this one, it's first week. It's the first week. You get the new coach bounce, but I just can't play Jackson Arnold in good conscience. But it's the play. The play is Auburn plus the 6.5 because without the coach, Hugh Freeze was never committed. Got a lot of grief in the offseason for playing too much golf and not focusing in on the program. Certainly, those results came home to roost during the season. That's why Hugh Freeze doesn't have a job. So expect a new coach bounce here, but I didn't play it. Lang, Railbird, you got any thoughts on this one?
I do. I did play it. This was one of the first games I played last Sunday when the lines came out, and I got Auburn plus 7.5. I would still play it at 6.5 though, because I watched that Auburn-Arkansas game pretty closely. And number 17, I think it's Xavier Adams, linebacker for Auburn. This guy's going to he shadowed Taylor Green all over the field and did not let him run the ball. And that was to the detriment of Arkansas in that game a couple weeks ago. I assume he's going to do the same thing to Diego Pavia here. And if you take away Pavia running the ball, that really hurts Vanderbilt's offense. Auburn's defense, one of the best in the SEC, has not given up over 24 points yet in a game this year. So I'm taking Auburn plus the points in what's going to be a low-scoring game, new coach bump. I think if Auburn can if they can score me 14, I think I'm going to cover. I know that might be asking a lot. I think they had 3 last week or 6. But yeah, I took Auburn in this game. At some point, I think a wheel's going to fall off here for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Matt. I'm going to add on to this one of what Lang. I got inspiration for what Lang was saying. It just made me freaking rise up. This coffee has just kicked in and made me want to rise up and talk about this a little more. If you hadn't watched Auburn, they have got some freaking dudes on that defensive line. And Texas showed you last week, if you can stop the run against Vanderbilt, you can absolutely stop their momentum. Texas relaxed, let Vanderbilt get it back in the game, gave a tremendous backdoor cover to all the people that took Vanderbilt last week that probably shouldn't. But as Texas was clearly the play, Auburn, their dudes at defensive tackle, those guys are filling 2 gaps, and they are some run block eaters. So, or they're just going to they'll eat today. Auburn's a play. I didn't play it, but I should have.
Yeah, it makes me want to rise up and take that.
You bet.
All right, let's keep going. We got another question came in from Poppy. Poppy, I love the name. He says Kentucky versus Florida. Any thoughts?
Yeah, look, I didn't play this one either, but I'll tell you what, I don't care if Kentucky hadn't won a game in 3 years, which they have. But I mean, if they didn't, this is a game. I don't know if you guys listen to the NFL Lock and Live on Sunday mornings, which you freaking need to, because I'm locked in on it. But if you don't, several weeks ago, I told you that when Dallas goes to Carolina, I said, I don't know how, I don't know why, but Carolina always give Dallas fits when Dallas plays at Carolina. And they win. I said, I don't know how they're winning the game, but they are. And that's exactly what they did. They won the game. Well, guess what? This is what Kentucky does to Florida. When Florida, I don't care if Florida's number 1 in the nation, they go play Kentucky at Kentucky. Kentucky wins this game, and I don't know how, I don't know why, but this year's a little bit more believable. Kentucky's the play for me. I didn't play it, but that's the play. Railbird, what do you got?
I was close to playing Kentucky. I have not played them yet.
Yeah.
I saw there's some 3s. I saw a 3.5, and I almost took the 3.5. But I'm going to keep my eye on the line, see how this line moves today. I still might play Kentucky. Their defense is playing well. They got a little bit of offense now that with a new quarterback in there, Cutter Boley. And, they dominated the Texas game there a few weeks ago. That same effort from Kentucky will win this game today against Florida, who's probably going to trend down a little bit in this game, coming off the cocktail party game,
Yep.
it would be Kentucky or nothing for me in this game.
Yep.
Alrighty. All right. Well, thanks for the question there, Poppy, and best of luck to you. We had a question come in on Instagram Live from JT. JT wants to know, can I just take the -30 on Ohio State and walk out with the winner?
Probably. But Railbird, what are your thoughts on that game?
Well, that would have worked every week but one up until now. I think Ohio State has covered the spread every week. They pushed once, and they covered every other game going back to the Michigan loss last year. So that's obviously a strategy. If you want to ride the streak, see how far it goes, by all means, take Ohio State. I didn't really have a thought one way or another here on that big number, but it would be Ohio State or nothing for me. I have not played it, though.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm trying to look at Ohio State, maybe a little slow start for them just because of the big game last week with Penn State. Natural to kind of a little bit of a hangover first half. I'd be looking. I would say look at the second half, but I feel like Ryan Day is really conservative in the second half once he gets a lead. So I'd probably stay away from it. If you've got more guts than me, you might play Purdue in the first half and then and see how it goes. But overall, Ohio State should roll in this game. I think so. I'm probably just getting too cute with it. I think Ohio State's probably the play. Lane, you got something else to say about it?
Yeah, I will say that the last couple of weeks, Ohio State seems to have opened up the offense. They trusted Julian Sain a little bit more. They're giving him more stuff to do. He's throwing the ball even more for bigger yardage than he did earlier in the year. They kind of brought him along slowly and kind of turned him loose now as they hit the home stretch. So it would not shock me at all to see a 35-plus point win here.
Agreed.
All righty. Let's take one more before we wrap up. We got John on X. He says thoughts on the under in the TCU Iowa State game.
Well, I think that's probably a good call. I haven't looked at the under. Let me look at that real quick. Lane, do you got anything to say about it while I'm looking up that total, that game, or any angle that you like on it?
No. Iowa State, one of the more disappointing teams this year. I know they got a lot of banged up people on defense, especially in the secondary, and that might pose a little problem going against the TCU offense. But what is that number? It's not in the top of my head right now. I don't.
Yeah, it is. TCU 7.5, total of 57.5.
57.5.
It feels high to me. I as a matter of fact, I like Iowa State plus 7.5, and if I like Iowa State plus 7.5, probably going to go with the under as well. So that'd be a lean for me, not a strong play, but it's a lean for me just based on that. I actually think Iowa State could even win that game.
Well, I do know that Iowa State coach Matt Campbell is more in his comfort zone as an underdog. Mm-hmm. Whenever you see Iowa State favored in games, I always usually kind of get a little bit leery. But as an underdog, they seem to play better. I'll root for the under, John. I don't really have any thoughts on that, but I'm with you. I'll root for you today.
All righty. Thanks, John, for the question, and best of luck. I'll be rooting with you as well. Uncle Phil, Railbird, we're about 63 minutes from kickoff. Any final thought before we wrap up? And before we go, give your top bets again for those that joined late.
Yeah, we'll do in reverse order this time. Railbird, send the people off with some good news.
Yeah, my two best bets from the start of the show: San Jose State this evening over team total 36.5 points versus an atrocious Air Force defense, and Texas A&M minus the 6.5 or 7 at Columbia, Missouri versus a third-string, first-time starting quarterback for the Tigers.
Fantastic. Any words about this weekend? How you feel strongly about it or not?
My card's a little weird this week. Normally, it seems like I have a lot of favorites. I have 6 sides on my card, and 4 of them are underdogs. So let's go Dogs.
Yeah, look, that was heavy last week. I'm with you. I'm going with the same thing. I've got on my 8 picks in my notebook, I've got 4 favorites and 4 underdogs split very evenly. I actually thought I'd have more underdogs. I had a big board of about 20 games that I had to narrow it down, but I like a lot of games today. These just happen to be in the grade 8 that I finished up with. Look, I'm looking forward to a big weekend. First of all, today, we're going to Happy Valley. We're looking for Indiana State. We're not overthinking it this week. Just give me Indiana just to hammer Penn State. Penn State team that's just they're looking forward to packing it up for the winter. And then next one, going to Iowa City. Give me Iowa plus a 6.5 versus Oregon. Iowa just plays teams. They're just a tough physical team. Oregon. They're not going to like coming to Iowa City today. So give me Iowa plus 6.5. Guys, let's have a day. Let's have a weekend. Join me tomorrow where we do the NFL Lock and Live. But before that, let's have a day. And as always, guys, let's roll.